Hey guys, welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, NBA DFS video. It is Wednesday, it's hump day. It is November 28th, and hopefully this video finds you doing very, very well. Last night, not so well. Last night was a low-scoring night. The score seemed a little bit lower than normal, but our lineups just absolutely flopped. We had one on DraftKings that got us a big whopping 0. He didn't start, and it was 2 hours and 38 minutes after lock. So kind of sucks. You're kind of limited who you can switch out after that. And compared to the night before, compared to Monday night where we went for 330, 340, 350, last night was bad. But I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to hide it. We're going to go over it. And then after we go over it, the normal thing we do is we go over yesterday's optimal lineups, so the best possible one you could add on FanDuel and DraftKings. Then we'll go over the FanDuel ones, and then we'll go over our lineups, and then we'll go over today's stuff. So we have 10 games today, and we're going to go over it all. So hopefully you guys are – I would love to know how you did yesterday. Let's just put it that way. So let's jump into we're going to look at the slate from yesterday that we're going to do today's. But before we get started, and I've mentioned this in multiple other videos, that I launched a second website. So if you guys are interested, just check it out. It's called thehobbycrate.com. It's collecting cards made easy. So we make, as you can see in the background here, right over there, those boxes. It's a subscription service, and you don't technically need to do month by month. You can cancel at any time. But a lot of people like to collect baseball cards, football and basketball. We're going to start off with baseball. So far, we have, I believe, 6 packs in each hobby crate. Let me see. We have 5 packs. Some have some bonuses in them. And what you can do is you can go to thehobbycrate.com and check it out. We've got baseball, which includes, for this one, we got Topps Chrome 2018 update. We've got Topps Series 2 update, Big League. We've got the Bowman Chrome 2008. Looking at some of the prospects, future Hall of Famers, you could find autographs in there. And we've got 2013 Pinnacle, which has some pretty good autographs as well. So if you have any interest, please go check out thehobbycrate.com. You can get a crate for unopened packs for $24.99 plus shipping, and you can get team crates. You can look and get team crates, and they are $14.99, and they are just exactly what it sounds like. You can pick your favorite team. You get cards from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, all the way up to 2018. Also, you can check it out. There are inserts in there, autographs. And each crate has 5 top loaders and 5 penny sleeves to put those hits in there. So if you are interested, go check out thehobbycrate.com. So that being said, let's jump into yesterday's results. So looking at the best possible score you could add on DraftKings, we're looking at Alonzo Trier at 47.5. We're looking at Josh Richardson at 46.5. Stanley Johnson, 38. Paul Millsap, 43.75. Marc Gasol, 47.5. Mike Conley, 44.75. Domantas Sabonis, 48. And Miles Turner, 45.75 for a total of 361.75. So the FanDuel lineup was Mike Conley at 47. Trae Young, 41. Devin Booker, 40.8. Alonzo Trier at 43.5. Josh Richardson, 47.6. Stanley Johnson, 40.8. Domantas Sabonis, 45.7. Paul Millsap, 44.2. And Miles Turner, 48.1. So the top score, you have to take out the lowest score from FanDuel, which would have been, they all hit 40, so I believe 40.8. So we're still looking at about 358, give or take 358, 357.9 actually for the top score on FanDuel. So looking at what we got, it was not It wasn't good. Not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Our FanDuel cash lineup got 234.9. Our GPP lineup got 275.1. If you want to see them, go over to fantasyteamadvisors.com, hover over lineup results, and go down to NBA lineup results. So our DK cash lineup got 193.5, absolutely terrible. And the GPP got 204. So unlike other places that you might find, we don't just give you guys optimal lineups. We give you cheat sheets and optimal lineups and articles and videos. It's a new day. We're going to go right back to it today. You're not going to win them all, and that's what we're looking at. So just kind of looking at kind of wanting to see what some people are going to get. Looking at today's slate, like I said, 10 games. We got Atlanta at Charlotte, 233 total, with Charlotte being a 12-point favorite. The Knicks at Philly. Knicks are terrible, but 227.5, with Philly being a 12.5-point favorite. Utah and Brooklyn doesn't have anything. Cleveland OKC, 216, with OKC being a 13-point favorite. Washington at New Orleans, 241, which is huge. New Orleans only a 6-point favorite, so that should be a shootout. I think you're going to want to get some exposure in that game. Dallas at Houston, nothing. Chicago at Milwaukee, 228. Milwaukee's a 14-point favorite. San Antonio, 216.5. Minnesota, 4.5-point favorite. Orlando at Portland doesn't have anything yet. And Phoenix at the Clippers, 229, with the Clippers being a 12-point favorite. So there's a lot of huge favorites on tonight's slate. A lot of bad teams playing good teams, and that's exactly what we're looking at. So looking at today's, we're going to look at point guards first. And if you don't know what we do, I take some of, we have an article, and we project them on the article, and I take some of the plays, and I put them in the article, and then from the article, I will take some of them and put them in this video for you guys. So if you want to see the rest of the plays, we're not going to go over all the free plays. You can just click the link down below in the description of the video. Once it uploads, will be today's article. So point guards, we got Russell Westbrook, about 50 to 55 fantasy points. Still a little bit lower at 11,100 on FanDuel, but he has been coming on strong. We got Ben Simmons at 46, Damian Lillard at 46 as well. Mid-tier here looking, we got Spencer Dinwiddie about 28 to 32, D Rose about the same, 28 to 32. Then you want to find those value picks that you think can go off. We'll look at maybe Tony Parker, about 24 fantasy points. JJ Barea, 22 to 24. Shaq Harrison, 22 to 24. Moving over to the shooting guard. James Harden. Now, let me preface this by saying, obviously, this is early in the day. Things can change. People can be out. The lines can change. Some of these projections might change by the time our cheat sheet goes out. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that. If you had any questions, that's what they can change a little bit. We had James Harden about 50. I would say 55, 60 plus. He just had a huge game. I think his ownership is going to be super high, though. So in GPPs, you might want to go away from him. Drew Holiday, about 50. Brad Beal, about 45. Mid-tier, we're looking at JJ Redick, about 26 to 30. Kent Bazemore, same thing, 26 to 30. Justin Holiday, about 26. And trying to find those value picks here. Not a lot, but we got Deontay Burton, about 15 to 18, and Marco Bellinelli, about 15 to 18 there. So small forward, Giannis Antetokounmpo, we're looking about 60 out of him, which I don't mind, especially in that over-under. Paul George, 43. Nikola Mirotic, 36. Mid-tier, Otto Porter, about 32 to 34. Rudy Gay, about 32 to 34. Looking at some value picks here, really small forwards a wasteland down here. Chandler Hutchinson, about 16 to 18. Davis Bertans, about 15. Dorian Finney-Smith, 15 to 18. Wesley Johnson, if you want to go very GPP, just because of how much of a favorite they are. And the total, he might get some more minutes. Maybe. We're looking at Wesley Johnson, about 15 to 18 there. So looking at the power forward, Anthony Davis in the highest. I think you've got to get exposure. It's going to be a huge game. Anthony Davis projected at 65, which is a huge projection. As we know, his ceiling is 100, and I believe cheat sheet, it's like 104, 105 So we know he can go off. I'm not going to predict that, but I have a good feeling about Anthony Davis tonight. But if you want to save 44 or 4,200, Montrezl Harrell is 4,400 less. We're looking about 40 to 42. LaMarcus Aldridge, 38 to 42. LaMarcus Aldridge is on my shit list, and we've mentioned that before. I don't trust him enough. Mid-tier here, we got Larry Nance Jr. about 35. John Collins about 35. Dropping down, Rondé Hollis Jefferson, 28 to 32. We've got Marvin Williams. A little bit of Marvin Williams I could see at 5,300 on FanDuel. We're looking about 26 to 30. Al-Farouq Aminu about 26. Jeremy Grant, 22. Taj Gibson at 22. So looking at the center position, Joel Embiid. Now, the center position, you can pay down for it sometimes. Doesn't always work out. It's not always the best option. Joel Embiid about 56 to 58. Karl Anthony Towns, if you want to save some money, about the same. So you can save about 2,000. I would probably look at Karl Anthony Towns there. In cash, Embiid might be a GPP just because of his price. Can go. He's very boomer bust sometimes. Rudy Gobert, looking about 45 out of him. Looking at mid-tier here for the center position. Nikola Vucevic, about 42. Yusuf Nurkic, about 36 to 40. DeAndre Ayton is about 36. And if you want to pay down at center, I don't normally tell you to do this. Thomas Bryant, if he's going to get some more playing time against New Orleans, about 20 fantasy points. Now, he has underperformed. And if Dwight Howard is still out, messing with trannies, we'll see what he can do. He's coming off 12 minutes, 16 minutes, 17 minutes, 19 minutes, 16 fantasy points, 12, 25, 14. So he's played multiple games. We did use him when he played 5 minutes and got us 7 points. When was that? The 14th. So he has stepped up his game lately. Let's put it that way. We got Mohamed Bamba looking about 16 to 18. Mike Muscala about 16 to 18. And honestly, guys, it's a wasteland down there at the center position to the center position. Paying up for is probably the way to go. If you are going from you can, I guess, pay down at GPP just because of how terrible some of the lower guys are. But in those GPPs, you have to try and build a boomer bust lineup, especially if you guys are trying to play those GPPs that are multi-entry. If you play multi-entry, you have to expect the Sharks to be in there. You have to expect they're going to have, I don't know, the max amount of lineups. They're going to have exposure to as many people as they possibly can. So thinking about that, you have to find those lower price guys that you think people will be off of, but they also have a great shot to get 8 times, 9 times value. That's pretty much what you need to take down a GPP nowadays. You have to find those players, and you have to find 8, 9, or 10 times value at every single position. And that's why multi-entry lineups or multi-entry tournaments are not the way to go. Yeah, it's alluring to win $1 million. I'm going to let you know right now, 99.9% of you are not going to win the $1 million because you don't play the money needed. The people that win that, for the most part, there are those one-offs that they have one lineup in there and they get lucky. For the most part, you're going to see the people that win have 150 lineups in there. Some sharks out there, they play over $100,000 a night. So very, very different. That's why if you want to try a new place, drafters.com, you can use our link in the description below. There aren't sharks over there. The multi-entry lineups, you can't all have the same lineup. You have to draft each one. So it kind of deters the sharks from doing it because they don't want to spend the X amount of minutes that it takes to draft a full team. So you can check that out. We've had success. A lot of subscribers have had success. And if you are going to play FanDuel or DraftKings, just make sure, get in those tournaments that are single entry. They're lower, yes, but you have more consistency. That's why playing 50-50s, yes, it's very slow, but you're not throwing away your money like you are in GPPs. I do say, if you use our lineups, look at the GPPs, look at the cheat sheets, the optimal lineups, the NBA matchup tool, mix and match, take the lineups and throw them in $1 GPP, but don't just, I guess what I'm trying to say is fantasy team advisors is don't just use our lineups how you see them. Definitely mix and match. That is definitely the way to go. If you're just looking for lineups, just want to buy lineups, you can go to Twitter. You can buy a lineup. Sometimes people are like, tonight's lineup, $6. They have no consistency. All they do is give you a lineup. They don't give you any other information. They don't spend the time building the cheat sheets. They don't spend the time building the matchup tool, the articles, or these videos at all. So that's what I'm looking at, guys. That is today's slate. It is Wednesday. Hopefully you had a great Tuesday, whether or not you were playing or you were just watching sports. We're getting in the thick of it. I mean, it's almost December. Baseball is a lot of news has been coming out. People are getting traded. People are getting signed already. So it's even better than it was last year where we had to wait till like February. So that's really all I've got in this video, guys. Like I said, go check out thehobbycrate.com. If you guys are looking for a great Christmas present, thehobbycrate.com, you can get unopened hobby packs of cards, baseball starting, then we'll move into football and basketball. You can even get team crates. So again, guys, go check out thehobbycrate.com. Any questions, comments, or concerns, put them down below in the comment section. We will go over them throughout the day. That's what I've got, guys. Good luck today, and as always, bring on that bacon, guys.